I look at Georgia as being more buttoned up than what we've seen from defensive schemes against Tennessee. That Alabama had to go to Knoxville. Kentucky was a disaster last week. And knowing Kirby, how he likes to play man-to-man, I think we're going to see a heavy dose of that. Most importantly, they got to get lined up. And talking to people there, that's what they've worked on, is just simplifying the calls and just having a call ready to go against Tennessee. And I think you're going to see the roster depth of Georgia. They're not the best secondary, but they got football players all over that board, whether it's corner, nickel, star, safety, outside linebacker. So I like the idea of Georgia getting a chance against this Tennessee offense because, as I said last week against Ohio State, I wanted to see them go on the road and face adversity. And how do they respond? They respond with going down in the fourth quarter and coming down with, a 6-play drive, and that game's over. Tennessee, your offensive line has been, I think, one of the biggest surprises to me in the league as a unit, how they played. But how do you go on the road and play? The LSU game, people say, they did it. All right, but this is a different animal because you're playing against better competition and a crazier environment. So how does that offensive line communicate on the road? How do the signals go? All that stuff. And I think Georgia's going to score at will. I really do. I think Tennessee hasn't faced an offensive line as good as Georgia's. So I think Stetson Bennett's going to have a huge day. And therefore, I think Georgia gets a couple more stops than Tennessee. I just like the idea of them being at home against Tennessee and just seeing, zone coverages week after week and series after series get busted. And Hooker's not a guy that's going to throw on the run. So if you get him on the spot, he's going to run, take his yards, get out of bounds, get down. And it feels like we never see Tennessee in the red zone because they just bust all these big plays. So if you force Tennessee to take everything in front of them, do they get antsy with their play calling? I like Georgia with Jalen Carter getting back. I know Nolan Smith's out, but he's a difference maker up front. I think man will help them, maybe a little bump and run to help against the screens too. So I think Georgia will have the best scheme Tennessee's faced. I think Georgia wins. I don't want to give more than a touchdown, though. I do think it's that close. I do like the over. I don't see offenses having a problem. I just have more confidence in Georgia's defense more than Tennessee's defense.